Hey, my name is Aurora Hayes, and so for this class, I've been reading the book called The Achievement Habit, and the author seems amazing. He seems super credited, and he has a lot of distinctions and achievements. Washington Post called his class one of the most innovative and life-changing classes that he teaches at Stanford, and he created his own course about basically just how to change your life and how to take control of it. And he starts the book out with this story about the parable of the yellow-eyed cat. And it's about this little boy. And basically the parable just teaches that you can't restrict yourself to believe only the things that you see. And when you get rid of all of these preconceived notions of what things are supposed to be and what things should be, then you have so much more control over your life. And so I thought that was a really good point. And then he goes into chapter 1, and then he starts talking about this thing, and he goes, he says everything has no meaning, or like nothing has any meaning, basically. And he literally would have his students in his class. It was this activity that they would do where he would literally have his students go, my wife has no meaning, my daughter has no meaning, my job has no meaning. And then later on in the chapter, he goes on to say, my grades have no meaning. And I understand the point that he's trying to make. He's trying to say that when you let go of all these opinions that all these things have meaning, when you just make that up in your own mind, then yeah, you do have power, you have the ability to control your emotions, and instead of those things having a grasp on you, you have a grasp on them. So basically, I don't agree with it, because I think it's a fatal mistake to go through life with that kind of concept. I think that you need to have that. I think having that, yes, it makes you vulnerable, but I think being vulnerable can be a very good and important thing in life. And so he goes on to say that millionaires aren't happy because money has no meaning. And basically he's saying that since they go after that and that thing has no meaning, then that's why so many millionaires that he knows are just so unhappy and miserable. And whereas other people, like painters who go on to pursue their passion of painting and all those things, they're super happy and fulfilled even though they don't have money. But the thing that it just doesn't make sense to me, because he's saying everything has no meaning. So I don't understand how painting can have meaning over your wife not having meaning. Does that make sense? Because it's just like, okay, you're saying that the painter's happy because they chose painting, but if painting doesn't have meaning, what is the difference between? And I agree, I think painters can be much more happier than millionaires, but I don't think his logic adds up, because I think if everything truly had no meaning, then why would the painter be happier painting than the millionaire making money? Because you're saying that now painting has more precedence and meaning than money. So he's saying everything has no meaning, but now he's putting levels to it. But he doesn't say that ever. He doesn't bring that up. And he has a bunch of other examples where I just don't think that they add up. And he's just basically saying that if you let go of everything having meaning, and he's had people double cross him and all these things, but then he's been upset, but then he sits down and he thinks, oh, it has no meaning. And I think that you can't just let go of everything, because I think, sure, he could have been able to let go of it in those few times, but what about other times? I think his logic doesn't and can't apply to every situation in your life. It can only sometimes apply to things, so then I don't think it's quite a law or a correct theory. So that's my disagreement with chapter 1. So thank you.